Hi third graders, it's Mrs. Burke here, and this is going to be my final math video lesson for you during your third grade year. So I want to start by saying I'm so incredibly proud of all of you and the hard work you took on during this distance learning. It was a challenge for everybody, but I have to say I'm extremely impressed with how well all of you did and just so incredibly proud of you. So enjoy the summer. You deserve it more than anybody, and enjoy spending time with your family, and hopefully you get to hang out with some of your friends soon. And just know that I'm really looking forward to seeing all of you again come the fall, and I can't wait to catch up and see all those smiling faces that I've been dying to see for the last few months now. So today's lesson is going to continue our work from the other day, and we're going to now be just adding an extra place value. So we're still going to want to find the 3 different forms of how you can read and write numbers. And as a review, those ways are the standard form, which uses all digits or numbers, and that's typically the way we see numbers most often. Then there is word form or written form, which is when you use words in place of numbers. And finally, there's expanded form, which tells us numbers by using their place value. And we see that when we add all the place values together, we get the original standard form number. So we're going to do a few more today. Which adds on to the work you did the other day, except our numbers are just going to get a little bit bigger. We're going to add in the 100,000s place. Okay, so let's take a look. Over here in my place value chart, I am starting with my 100,000s place. That's going to be my largest place value. You can't see all the places yet, but that's going to be my largest place value right here. And then we have our 10,000s and our thousands. And you can see that I created this longer dark line to show you that this is all the same period known as the thousands period. So these group of 3 numbers always stick together. And we read these 3 numbers as one when we're reading numbers. Then we move on to the next 3 set of numbers, which are buddies. And this is our ones period. We have the hundreds place, the tens place, and the ones place. So we're going to be dealing with 2 periods today, the thousands period and the ones period. And when you get into 4th grade, you might even see some work with the millions period, but not for today. All right, so let's practice reading numbers. Let's say that I have a 1 here, a 4 here, a 2 here, a 6 here, a 7 here, and a 3 there. And I know at this point you can't really see all the way across, so let me lift it up a little. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to zero in on this group of 3 numbers together because they all belong to the thousands period. And I'm going to read the number that I see at once, so I can even just cover them up. And when I look at it, I see the number 142. So I'm going to read this part of my number as 142,000 because it's in the thousands period. And then I'm going to look at my next set of 3 numbers. And this number is 673. So that's going to be the next part of my number. So when I put it together, it's going to read 142,673. And remember, that comma reminds us this is where I'm going to break apart my two sets or my 2 periods. This is where I'm going to take a pause and say the name of my period, which is thousands. So 142,673. Let's try another one. If I want to write read this number, I'm going to check out my set of 3 numbers to start, and these 3 read 780. and is found in the thousands period, also known as 780,000. If I look at my other three numbers, that number is 590. So when I read it together, 780,590. That's how I would read that number. So now let's practice putting these numbers into different forms. So we're gonna take this away for a minute. Take a look at this here. So I have a chart which shows us standard form, word form, expanded form. And I'm given one piece of each number, and I have to represent it the other two ways. So when I read this number, it's going to help me to write it in words. So to read this, I'm going to focus on my first set of three numbers, 263. So when I think about what period it's in, I know it's 263,514. So I'm going to try writing that. 263, okay, and now what period is that? 1,000, and because I'm done with that set of three numbers, I'm going to put my comma. That period is finished. 514, 514. Now I want you to notice something important. I didn't simply just write the names of the digits. I didn't write 263,514 because this is read as 263. So make sure when you read it, it says that 263, then the period, 1,000. What's my next set of three numbers? 514. So now I want to stretch it out. Okay, so last time we used a place value chart to help us think about how to stretch it. I'm going to try to do it without my place value chart, but I'm going to lean on this a lot to help me. So I know that this is my ones place here. This is my tens and this is my hundreds, right? So this is going to be my thousands, my 10,000s, and then this would be my 100,000s. So watch how I'm going to stretch this out. Here I have 200,000. So I'm going to write over here 200,000. And then I'm going to add the next place value, which is a 6 in my 10,000. So this is a little tougher. 6 10,000s. That means 10,000 plus 10,000 plus 10,000 plus 10,000 plus 10. It's repeated addition. Or I know 6 tens is 60. So 6 10,000s is equivalent to 60,000. And then I have 3 in my thousands, which has a value of 3,000. Okay, now let me add the next set of three numbers or period. This would be 500, right? Plus 500. Then I have 110, which has a value of 10, and then 4 ones. And if I actually added them up, I would have a total of 263,514. Let's look at this next one. 182,750. Now, the way I just read that might make it kind of hard to write. So watch how I want you to actually read these numbers. I'm going to treat this comma like a pause. So I'm going to keep reading until I get to my pause. So watch this. 182,000, pause. All right, what did I just say? 182,000. I know this is my period. So what are the first three numbers in that period? 182. So I'm going to write that. 182. And once I get to this 1,000, I know that that's my signal for, okay, new period, so put your comma. Next, let me keep reading until the end. 750. Okay, so it's not 7, and then 100, and then 50. But think of the number 750. Read it all together. 750. Oh, I know what that number looks like. 750. So now let me check, does it match? 182,000, yeah. 750, 750. They match. So now let me stretch it out. How many 100,000s? 1. 100,000. Plus, I have 8 10,000s, which means 80,000. So I'm going to add that. Plus, I have a 2 in my thousands. So I'm going to add 2,000. Plus, I can even read it here, 7 in my hundreds. And then 50, which would be 5 10s and no 1. So I could put plus 0, but I don't have to because there's no value in them. All right, let's do one last one. Here I have the expanded form telling me I have 40,000. This is easier to go from written to standard. So I have 40 in my 10,000s. 6 in my thousands. Now I noticed that here I have my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. So this is going to be after my comma. So what's before my comma? These two. 40,000 plus 6,000. Well, what is 40,000 plus 6,000? It's 46,000. But I could figure it out that way, or I could just think I have a 40 value in my 10,000s, or 4, and then a 6 in my thousands, so 46,518, like that. And now I'm going to try writing it. 46,000, comma, 518. Remember, it's not 500, 110, 8 ones. When I look at these numbers as a group of 3, I read it, or I say it, as 518. So we're not just writing the names of the digits, but we're writing what they are in a group of 3. Or we call that group of 3 numbers a period. Okay, so this would be the ones period. And this is a group of 2 because there's no value in my 100,000s here. This is just to the 10,000s place. Okay, so boys and girls, like I said before, it has been my pleasure doing these videos for you. I hope you enjoyed them and enjoy your summer. And I can't wait to see you guys in September. Have a great summer, Stewart School. I'll miss you, and I'll see you as 4th graders. Bye.